You are not ugly. Let me say that again. You are not ugly. But when I turn the screen black right now and you're looking in your reflection, you might be thinking that you are. But in my opinion, I think most of the people that have really low self-confidence in how they look, in their body image, that think they don't look good, they're not attractive, that even, they're ugly, I think that most of those people actually are decently attractive or really attractive, but they are just unhealthy in the mind and in the body. Now, I do want to make a disclaimer that yes, there are things that you cannot change about your face, your structure, your features, how your body is built. There are things that you fundamentally can't change, and yes, you do have to learn to live with those things. You have to realize that they can be really hurtful and people can say things about them and they can cause this pain, but I know that it doesn't have to define you, because when you stop caring about it, that's when you no longer have negative thoughts, and that's when you no longer obsess over it, and that's when other people's words don't hurt you because you don't care. I just wanted to say that and get that out of the way because that is the truth. Editing this video, I realized that I had to make a point here, and it's that there are some people that actually genetically just aren't as good looking. Some people that you'd probably say are ugly. And if you're looking at me when I was saying this stuff before and saying, Maxwell, I just genetically am not attractive, that might be true for you. And I want to put this in here because I think it's something people will mention and it's something I thought about. I don't understand how difficult that is. I don't. But I know that it is difficult. You have to work 10 times harder to get the same results as an attractive person. And I don't want to sit here and preach to you, but really the only thing you can do is come to acceptance. Acceptance of the things that you can't change, of what you look like genetically, and being able to come to peace with that. Accepting things for how they are is the only way you will ever find peace. And you may have seen these videos before, but I'll link down below probably the most inspiring story about this topic. It's a kid who really isn't good looking at all, and he made a video a long time ago talking about how he's ugly and that it just kind of sucks and it is what it is. And then like years and years later, there's a video of him getting married and finding love. It truly is inspiring. So if you feel like you're in that situation, I would watch that whole timeline of videos, because even though it does make things more difficult, you still can find peace within it, and you can also find love. It's not impossible. And if you think that's not true, just go watch those videos. The number one thing that's probably polluting your mind right now and making you have this really unhealthy relationship with your body is social media. Let's be completely honest, what you see when you're scrolling all these insanely hot, attractive people, it's not good for your mental health. Because even though it isn't normal, in your brain, it almost normalizes this. Like, this is what the average person looks like. This is what I should look like. So when you see discrepancies, like this person's face is way more beautiful than mine and they look like this and I don't, you start to think to yourself, I'm ugly. Like, I don't look good. Because yes, a lot of these people are like the top 1% most attractive people. But at the same time, they also curate themselves so much. You gotta understand that all this online stuff, and I know more than other people because I'm a creator, it's curated. Right now I'm trying to be raw and real, but there is still a bit of like, I'm presenting this self to you, right? And that's the same exact thing with all these other photos, like especially with these Instagram photos and like stuff that you see on TikTok. They're getting really done up, they're doing perfect lighting, they're doing basically everything they can to like max out how they look in these pictures, and then they're taking so many pictures and picking only the best ones. You're only seeing their highlights. It's not normal. It's not normally how people look. It's not how most people look going about their day, the average person that you see on the street. You gotta take a step back from it. My biggest piece of advice is just hop off the Instagram, hop off TikTok, and those are the main two that I think are really gonna affect your mental health when it comes to seeing other like really attractive people, and you start to think I'm not good enough because of that. I would just straight up delete those two apps and don't go back, at least for a while, until you're starting to, fix up your mental health. Now, when it comes to your physical health, let's be honest, that is actually what's making you think to yourself, I don't look that good. What does being unhealthy intensify? Your body fat, the fat on all of your body, your physique, your face fat. It makes your acne worse. It makes you feel worse about yourself in every way. Living an unhealthy lifestyle, and I'm talking bad foods, junk foods, not exercising at all, being very stationary all the time. Those are the things that are gonna cause you to look way worse than you actually look. And this is what I'm talking about when I'm saying you're not unattractive, you're not ugly, you are just unhealthy. If you were at a normal body fat percentage, I'm not even gonna say like 12, if you're at a normal body fat percentage and you also were lifting weights, and then you started to do that for like a year and you started to eat really healthy foods, you got good sleep, You got these like sunlight every single day. Look, basic stuff that we should all be doing, right? You would look yourself in the mirror after a year, 2 years and be like, damn, I look pretty good. Or damn, I look really good. And that is such a booster in your confidence as well. And that's a whole nother thing that will make you more attractive. But when you treat yourself like you're this human dumpster and you're just shoveling horrible food into yourself, like Cheetos, and you're going out to eat burgers and stuff all the time, and you're going out for fast food all the time, it's not going to be good for your skin or for your looks, and it's not going to be good for how you feel either. So what do you got to do? Regardless if you're a guy or a girl, you should go to the gym. You should be going to the gym. This is like a non-negotiable. The most important thing that you can do if you want to just raise your looks is to get a better physique, and everyone can get a good physique. You just have to follow the principles and train hard. And you should also be putting the foods that were meant to be put into your body, whole foods. This is gonna help clear up your acne, clear up your skin. It's gonna make you feel so much better, and it's gonna fuel you for the gym. These high protein, good food sources. And probably the third biggest thing, it's pretty obvious, is to lean down. If you're at a high body fat percentage, when you lean down, your features are gonna pop. It's crazy. When you see someone who is overweight, or maybe you look at yourself and you are overweight, you are fat, all your features are like hiding away under all that fat. It's like abs, right? Abs don't look attractive because you can't see them when there's a ton of fat above it. But when you cut down all that fat, it looks amazing. It looks really, really good. So when you're cutting down all that fat, you're probably gonna see your real potential, and that you're not ugly. You actually look good. You just never were able to really see it very well. And I know that's not everybody, but it really is a lot of people who are overweight and aren't eating healthy things. And if you just were to switch that over like a year's time of slowly losing weight, you're gonna look so much better. It's gonna be actually insane. And then, like I said as well, getting sleep, super important. Getting good sleep, super important. And I would say getting sunlight is very important as well. Now, the final thing I want to talk about, and this kind of goes back to the first point I was making about scrolling and about deleting social media, is your mental health and how you talk to yourself, how you think about yourself is probably the biggest contributor to whether or not you are attractive. Because attractiveness is not all about looks. When you have zero self-confidence, when you are feeling like absolute shit about yourself all the time, you're bringing yourself down all the time, it's not going to be attractive to other people. And unfortunately, that's just how it is. And there's this voice in your head that's just constantly battering away at you, saying you didn't do this right, you don't look like this, so you're not good enough. It's telling you, oh, you don't look like this super done up person with all this makeup, so you're super ugly. Like it's all these messages that are happening in your brain, and it's you telling yourselves these things. Like, it's not other people saying, oh, you're ugly, oh, you're this, oh, yeah. It's all like mostly you. You're hating on yourself. This self-hatred that you're building, this person in your head, this voice in your head, you need to get rid of that. And one of the best ways to do it is by doing all the other things I talked about in this video. That will help you move the needle, but you also have to push the needle yourself. All this negative self-talk is ruining your confidence. And whether you realize it or not, you've been subconsciously building this voice in your head over the years. And this is what's crazy to me, is that a lot of people, a lot of young people, a lot of teenagers my age, we have this horrible self-talk. We treat ourselves 10 times worse than we would ever treat any other human. We talk to ourselves 10 times worse than we would ever talk about any other human. Why are you doing this? You have to start learning to treat yourself with more respect, not only with all the habits and the physical things, but also mentally. And I think there are two really good practices to do that, other than getting away from the unhealthy lifestyle and getting more into the healthy lifestyle. The first one is just affirmations. Some people don't like affirmations, some people do. I used to not really like them, and I used to think, oh, that doesn't work. It actually does help a lot. This is the basis of the idea. All these negative thoughts you are telling yourself, they are lies. They are lies that are formed in your mind, that is created by this version of you that for some reason has this self-hatred built up. And in order to get rid of that, to kill it off and to build this new voice in your head, you need to start telling yourself the truth. This will not only change how you talk about yourself, but like who you are. You start to become this healthy person because you're telling yourself over and over, that's who you are. When you just keep on telling yourself something, it usually becomes true after a while. You usually start to believe it after a while. The second thing that you can do is whenever a negative thought pops up, just instantly disprove it. Instantly say, no, that's a lie, and then say something positive, like the exact opposite of that. Let's say your mind comes up with this negative idea. Let's say you just started lifting, and your mind tells you you're making no progress. There's not even worth it. You gotta come back and say, no, we took progress pictures in the beginning. Look, we do look a bit different. Or you think to yourself immediately, no, I've been going to the gym and I've been increasing strength. That is progress, even if I don't see it in my body yet. Those are two things that I like to do sometimes that really help me out. And I would say I went from a mental state that wasn't really supportive of myself to now I am very, very supportive of myself, and I actually have this good mental talk with myself all the time. It's not this negative talk that is beating me down. I'm bringing myself up, and I want you to bring yourself up. I swear, for the majority of you guys, if you apply all of what I said in this video and you stuck to it for a year, you'll become so much more attractive, actually more attractive, and also you'll realize how attractive you actually are in your mind. It's crazy. So much of it is your mental health and your belief of how you are, like what you look like, and also just of yourself. And so much of it is also that you're not treating your body right. You're being unhealthy, and that does cause you to have these worse looks, this higher body fat percentage, worse acne, stuff like that. Most people probably aren't genetically unattractive. You just haven't seen what you look like when you are at your healthiest. I hope this video helped you, and go check out my second channel if you are interested. I'm posting every single day on there. And as always, never stop improving. You'll be grateful for it later.